Is it possible to win a race when only driving backwards? Let's find out. So I wanted to start this challenge when I realized it wasn't possible to drive backwards whilst going the right way. Lakitu just butt me back all the time. So Lakitu, if you're hearing this, I truly hate you. And so because of Lakitu, I had to try something else. After a little bit of testing, I found out that you can actually drive backwards when going the wrong way. Weird, but it worked. So let me explain how this challenge is going to work precisely. I am going to race against CPUs whilst driving backwards, going the wrong way because that's the only way it works. So that means me and the CPUs will be driving in opposite ways. Whoever crosses the finish line after 3 laps first wins. Because I'm driving the wrong way, I have to choose tracks that require no crazy jumps or cliffs or glider parts or anything like that, because that will be impossible to do. The track has to be reversible. There's a couple of tracks that we can choose from, but I chose for Moo Moo Meadows because it's a short track which makes it more intense. I'm going to start with 200cc, going all the way down to 50cc to see which ones we'll be able to win against. Let's start with 200cc. Soon after the race began, I already realized that I wasn't gonna win this one. The CPUs were just way too fast for me. They finished their first lap when I wasn't even halfway my first lap. Soon after I finished my first lap, they finished their second, and a couple seconds later, they essentially lapped me. Peach won the race. I finished last place with 12th place with 84 seconds behind Peach. Let's see if her chances are higher with 150cc. I didn't really expect that much from this race either. Last race was not even close, so that's what I thought was gonna happen this race too. And I was right. The CPU were still too fast for me. This time they finished their first lap when I was around 4/5 of my first lap, so we were making progression. They finished their second lap when I was halfway my second lap, and a little bit later, Villager completed his last lap, finishing first place. I again finished last place, with this time 47 seconds behind the first player. We're getting closer and closer, but we're not quite here. Next up is 100cc. For this race I had very high hopes, thinking I could win this one for sure. At a certain moment it looked like I was gonna win the first lap, but it was just an illusion. It looked like I was gonna finish first, but I ended up finishing 10 seconds behind Peach, which was the closest we had been up to that point. I realized that it was gonna be tough to win this, but certainly not impossible, so I went tryhard mode and focused up. I thought that maybe if I drove perfectly, there was a small chance I could win this. My tryhard mode didn't seem to be tryhard enough, and I still lost the second lap. It was gonna be very close, but unfortunately, Peach completed the race finishing first, 16 seconds before me. I didn't lose this time. 4 players finished their last lap after me, so that means I finished 8th. Now it was time to test out 50cc. As the last race was very close, I was 100% convinced that I was going to win against 50cc. And at the start it already looked very good for me. I was driving way faster than the CPUs and finished my first lap just before Bowser, 3 seconds to be precise. At this point I just knew that if I didn't do anything wrong, that I would win the race. I finished the second lap 9 seconds before Bowser, and I almost even lapped Donkey Kong in the end. I finished the race as expected in first place, 22 seconds before Link. So to answer the title of the video, yes, it is possible to win when only driving backwards. So to summarize, 200cc and 150cc are impossible to win against when driving backwards. The CPU drive way too fast. 100cc might be doable with a little bit of practice and a little bit of luck. And 50cc is very possible to win, as you have just seen. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more. If you have any experiments you want me to test out, you can always let me know in the comments down below, and maybe one of your ideas will be featured in a future video. Thanks for watching, and until next time.